All right. Guys, we're off and running. Great stuff there about SEO and really getting the fundamentals. I like what Alex was talking about the engagement, those being those engagement signals. Anyway, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Kerry Miller back right after this.
Welcome back to Geico Radio. It's savings on the radio.
Call us, Steve. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I just got a free rate quote on Geico.com. Saved a ton, and it only took me 5 minutes and 12 seconds. I was wondering, is that some sort of record?
That's a good question. Then let's have a look.
Not quite. Someone's got you beat by 8 seconds.
Still, I mean, that's quite fast.
Well, what if I told you I only use one hand?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Tune in Monday through Friday here on Money for Lunch. And check out our website at moneyforlunch.com.
Hey guys, we are back. Kerry Miller, for some reason, my lips are wearing out. Kerry Miller on the line from Instantappwizard.com. Instantappwizard.com. Kerry provides training for individual businesses and resellers to help businesses get mobilized and engage their customers on mobile devices. Kerry Miller, welcome to Money for Lunch.
Hey, it's great to be with you, man. Absolutely wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right, so you bet. All right, let's talk about this. First of all, let's talk about what is Instantappwizard.com.
Instantappwizard.com is a platform that was put together for the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur who maybe they don't have a lot of technical background, but they have some good business savvy background. We all know that the mobile app industry is absolutely exploding. Everybody out there needs a mobile app, especially the small to medium businesses. So what we did is we developed at Instantappwizard.com a platform that the entrepreneur can take and bring into his area and sell and build apps for the small to medium businesses. Point and click simple, easy to use, just a phenomenal platform.
Gotcha. All right, so let me ask you this. What was the motivation for you? What was, what got you thinking about this and creating Instantappwizard.com?
First and foremost, the entrepreneur, and it all goes back to the entrepreneur. The person who's sitting in their living room and they're saying, man, you know what, the mobile app industry is really starting to go. I download apps onto my phone, I see what's happening, I see what's going on. How can I get into that? And then you start digging, you think,
right.
Wow, I've got to be a technical wizard, and believe me, I'm not a technical wizard at all. Far from being a technical wizard. So we started thinking, how can we make this point and click simple to where we can take the average person and bring them into this industry to where they can make a phenomenal income, build mobile apps for the small to medium business, and start developing that. And so we took a program that is point and click simple. We actually, when we tested this program, we had a 10-year-old girl sit down and build an app. And we knew then that, hey, this can be used by everyone. Very simple, very easy to use. WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. Fill in the blanks, click a couple save buttons, and you're starting to develop the app.
I like this. The only problem with the 10-year-old girl example is that, unfortunately, that's that's a lot of the kids today, like the 10 and 12-year-olds are the ones who are doing all the stuff that we're talking about anyway, right?
That's the truth. I have to go get my son to show me how to use my smartphone.
I know. All right, so let's talk about this. Who is Instantappwizard for?
Instantappwizard is for the person who wants to develop a company, either part-time or full-time. We have resellers from both sides of the spectrum. We have resellers that are working the business part-time. They're working the business full-time. We teach different methods. One thing, and while I'm talking about, I was getting ready to talk about training, let me take 1 second, if I could, to invite all your listeners to a special training I'm going to hold tomorrow night on digital business cards. That's something that is hot right now. We're starting to put together. We're starting to develop digital business cards. Have them go to Instantappwizard.com/radio. Instantappwizard.com/radio. and they will be able to register for the training tomorrow night. I'll be doing the training. Look forward to it, and I will have all your listeners come to that. But what we developed it for was for that person who wants to develop a business, who wants to start off and do the things that they want to do, and really, really, really build that business.
Gotcha. So what I like, one of the things that I like that you said is that A, you're not a technical wizard. You made this specifically for people who are not technically minded. You mentioned the 10-year-old girl that was able to do this. So this is really for anybody who just simply wants to capture the app market, get in the app market, for instance, get more traffic, have more engagement. Let me ask you this. What's the difference between native and mobile web apps?
Native apps are the apps you download from like the Apple Store, the Google, the Google Play Store, the apps that are, they're actual programs. The biggest difference, and I always liken it to this, native apps take up a tremendous amount of space on your phone, anywhere from 45 megs and up.
Right.
The web apps take up very, very minute space. What you're doing is downloading a bookmark icon. So what happens, most people, they don't have the SIM cards in their phones. They've got very little space on their phones. And so when they're ready to take a lot of pictures or take a lot of videos, the first thing that's going to go are those native apps, because that's what's taking up the space. The mobile web app doesn't take up any space. And so the app's always there. People don't have to get rid of it. They're going to look at what's the biggest on their phone, and they're going to get rid of it first. The great thing about a mobile web app is the cost effectiveness. For most small to medium businesses who's just starting to get into that marketing area with the mobile app, they want to start looking at cost. The most important thing about the mobile web app is it creates a tremendous return on investment based on the fact that you don't have to put out the great expense for a native app. The other great thing about a mobile web app versus a native app is with a native app, every time I make a change, I've got to submit that. When I submit that change, it can either be approved or disapproved. With a mobile web app, when I make a change, it's instantaneous. And when that instantaneous change hits, it goes out to everyone that has that app on their phone.
Gotcha. I love that. All right, let's talk about this. You mentioned that you do training to get people up and running. Do you also provide ongoing training? Because obviously the market changes, technology changes.
Absolutely. I personally hold the training for Instantappwizard. I do it every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. This week we've changed it to Thursday night so we can have your listeners the opportunity to come visit us, and they can go to instantappwizard.com/radio tomorrow night. Especially for them, we're going to go over the digital business cards. Training is the most important thing, and that's the one thing that I tell people. You know, you can go out and look at other platforms. You can go out and get involved with other platforms. You can sit down and learn it, but who's going to take you to the next level? And that's what's important for us, is taking you to the next level so that you can go out and knock on doors. I've been in sales all my life, and I understand going out and selling mobile apps because I do that. That's exactly what I do. I put together business plans, I develop business plans, and I go out and I see, does this work or does it not? If it doesn't work, I'm not going to train on it. If it does work, I'm definitely going to teach people how to do that. And so that's what we do every single Wednesday night. We have open forums. We allow other successful resellers to come in and say, hey, man, this is what I'm doing. This is what works. This is how it works for me. And that way, we all work together as a group and share those ideas and share what's working in the market. And it's kind of like you said earlier, the market changes all the time. I mean, instantaneous, especially with the technology today. You've got to be on top of the technology. You've got to teach the people when the technology changes. Every time we add something to our platform, we go into it immediately and teach that. For example, last week we put a slider in the platform. That way people can go out and they can sell that, what we call ad space, that premium space at the top of those web apps, and you can attach it to another app. You can sell it. You can do whatever you want to with it. And we trained on that last year.
So let me ask you this, though, because so part of this, Kerry, is that as a business owner, I can go to Instantappwizard and create an app for myself. Now, if I'm in the marketing space, I can join Instantappwizard and become a reseller. Is that what I'm understanding here?
Well, the way to get your apps, now you can do it one of two ways. If you want to come into Instantappwizard and you want to build your own app and develop your own app and you want to control that, you can do that as an individual. Our platform is based really for that entrepreneur, that reseller who is going to come in and set up a business and go out and hit your mom and pops, your restaurants, your grooming shops, your smoke shops.
Gotcha.
Every business out there needs a mobile app.
Yes.
If you can drive past it and see that they got a window, they need a mobile app.
Right. As a matter of fact, in some cases, a mobile app is far superior to a website and easier to maintain, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And here's the big problem with mobile with websites. A lot of people, I hear this all the time. I've got a website. I don't need a mobile app. I don't know if you've ever pulled up a website on a smartphone, but it's very hard to navigate. You can't read it, especially if you're like me and you're blind and you can't see. You've got to bring it up. You can't find the buttons that you need to push on, and it just doesn't work. The great thing about a mobile web app is you can take the same technology, the same information, and put it inside that mobile app. And this is the great thing about our apps. If you've got a current website, all we have to do is put a simple redirect code at the top of that website. When someone goes and they're on a smartphone, it recognizes that, and it automatically transfers you over to the mobile app. Let me tell you the power of Instantappwizard if I can for a second.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You can build an app, okay? Our technology and our marketing side is what's phenomenal. It's point and click simple, and I can literally transmit to all of my people. You have the opportunity to have a point of sale where people can come in and they can register. They can register for coupons. They can register for loyalty rewards programs. Maybe they're looking for that sale every Wednesday. Let me say this. Maybe it's a restaurant, and it's Thursday, and you want to bring in customers on Thursday because that's your slowest day. So what you do is you can have your wait staff go out, and you can have them collect the information, and your customers can put the information into the app. It automatically goes into a database. Now we go into the back side of the program, which is really the nucleus of our platform. It's kind of wrapped around that. And they can go in there, and in one click of a button, they can market to Facebook, they can market to Twitter, they can market to email, and they can market to SMS. Maybe it's 10:30 in the morning, and you're slow. You're going to say, hey, come on in today, and we'll give you a free slice of pie and a glass of iced tea with your hamburger meal or whatever you got. Click that button at 10:30. Guess what's the first thing people are going to say? Let's go to Joe's and eat because he's got a special today. Nobody else is doing that. So that
you know what?
Platform is. Go ahead.
And I wanted to say this, that you know, the example you just used, by the way, is a really smart example because, first of all, a lot of restaurants don't know how to market. A lot of restaurants don't know how to get those butts in the seats, and that's what counts. And bottom line is, if every restaurant out there had an app and their wait staff promoted that app, and let's say that you gave away free appetizers for everybody who signed up on the app, then you literally could, at a push of a button, using your example, literally crowd your restaurant. You can tell, you know that you're always going to have a good day because on those slow times, you can say, hey, you know, we have 100, 500, 5,000 customers on our app, and we can bring them in the door, you know, when it's slow, when we have a special, when it's, you know, to remind them to come here for Mother's Day or Father's Day or whatever. You know, this is smart marketing. And, you know, back to what you were saying about when somebody says, hey, I already have a web site, I don't need a mobile app. That is, first of all, probably somebody who's old like you and me, and, you know, somebody who's out of touch with reality, because the reality is that we are bringing up the next set of customers that are following us is the app generation. My kids, I have two 13-year-old girls at home, and they each probably have a minimum of 15 apps on their devices. That is the app generation. They don't surf the internet. They go click app, here I go. And so if you don't have an app, then you're out of touch with reality. You're losing money. Your thoughts?
Well, and it's funny you said that. I just heard a deal on the news the other day. where just a couple of years ago, even into last year, businesses were turning their Wi-Fi's off. They didn't want their customers coming in with their smartphones because it was taking up time. They weren't paying attention. They were tripping over things. They have found, and they've just done research, and I want to say it's about 40%, that a customer that walks into a store and he's able to shop on his phone will spend 40% more in your store with that app. Why? Because we all use that phone. The kids are all using the phone. And believe it or not, women are the fastest growing segment of the smartphone market. Why? Because they're the shoppers in the house. So they're out there looking for the deal. I give you a prime example. My wife loves to shop. And, buddy, when she goes out, she looks for every little QR code on every little thing, and she scans it in, and she wants to find out where the deals are, and she's going to sign up, and those are going to come right to my phone, and she's going to say, Kerry, let's go shopping this weekend. I know this place has XYZ deals. You know, why? With her app. She's doing it with her phone. It's not going to be long. The old laptop computer is going to go away. The phone is taking over. The smartphone technology is where it's at, and that's where everybody.
Yeah, and I would even argue with you and say that's already happened because flip phones, the flip phones have disappeared. Everybody's got a smartphone. Everybody goes to their phone first, their computer second. Why? Because the phone is always with you. Listen to this, audience. The phone is always with you. You know that. Everybody has the phone with them at all times. That means they're going to check messages first. They're going to go there first. You're sitting at a table and you're playing trivia. Guess what what's being used is as a phone. Kerry Miller, Instantappwizard.com/radio. Everybody go there, check it out, see if this is for you. Kerry Miller, I want to say thank you so much for stopping by and sharing. It's great having you on the show. Look forward to having you back.
Thank you, brother. Love to be back and truly enjoy the time. Thank you so much. Instantappwizard.com/radio. Come visit me tomorrow night.
All righty, guys. We're off and running. Great stuff there about your marketing, right? Instantappwizard.com/radio. Check out that training and see how it can help your business. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return,